All right, we are back. Welcome to This Week in League De Nutz. And you're damn right, you better be the best around. And like Mr. Miyagi said to Danielson years ago, balance. All about balance. We'll talk about that. Well, not really. I'm here to talk about This Week in League De Nutz, not Mr. Miyagi, but I will highlight balance. Maybe we'll make it the impromptu theme of this week's show. We are 4/5 of the season in the books. How about that? Only 3 weeks left. And if you feel you're still alive, you better make your move now. If you feel you're alive and well, don't rest on your laurels. Don't count those chickens before they hatch, because it's time to take care of business. And if you feel you're out of it, well, I don't know what to say to you. Maybe there's always next year, as the Bad News Bears and Kelly Leak once said. A year, a day, and a long time ago. Welcome to This Week in League De Nutz. Of course, happy holidays to everyone out there. I've got some money in here. I wanted to talk about that before I forget, right? Money, money, money. Cha-ching. Got about 5 people, include myself, who have paid. So get the payments in, and I said you can do it via Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, old school check, missing Cash App. That was good. And what do you know it? Everyone took a different route to paying me. But it's okay, as long as the money comes in one unified manner at the end to the respective winner and second place finisher, who will split the respective pot 65-35. Let me do something right now on the fly, right? Producer, the producers, the whole staff, I gave them the holidays off for the month. Told them to go to the island. So I'm producing on my own. Zoom that in a little bit. There you go. All right. That way you can see this beautiful mug closer and all the junk in the background. Anyway, as we are getting into the home stretch and we go into week number 13, I want to talk about all that happened in week number 12. I start the show off. I've done it this year and in the past with the hottest team. And who is the hottest team right now? Maybe instead of the best around, we should have gotten Nelly, right? Because it is getting hot in here. Oof. I'm going to need to take a drink. Excuse moi. I have to cool off, man. Well, yours truly. How about them Nutztown Destroyers? Talk about taking care of business in more ways than one, as Nutztown is in fuego. Nutztown able to pick up the win. Let's tell you all about it, how they do it. Well, they won their 9th straight by, yes, drop kicking Stanford Those Nuts. 145-121. You talk about the drop kick. You have to talk about Chuck Norris. That's it. Starts and ends there with Sir Chuck, right? Love Chuck Norris. Anyway, Nutztown on fire right now. If Nutztown, yours truly, doesn't win a Nuts Cup, what does it mean? Nada. So, again, don't count those chickens before they hatch. I am taking that literally to heart. Humbled to be here right now, week by week. All the right things I have to say, because I'm not cocky whatsoever. I don't have a Nuts Cup. And in other words, it's a long road for me to travel. And I am here in week 13. I'm alive and well, looking good at 10-2. We'll take a look at the standings in a little bit. Of course, we'll give you a little bit of a scoreboard and tell you, what's going on as we enter in to week number 13 with Thursday night in the books. Another Amazon Prime stinkerooski with the Patriots and Bills. So there is some scoring on the scoreboard. Talk about the Meltsy, of course. Covered the money. Might have to cover it again, but no promises on that. But let's get into how Nutztown did it. And it was Nutztown surviving the Monday Nighter behind this guy. Miles Sanders ran for a couple miles, it seemed. Nutztown able to survive Monday night for his 3rd win in November, being behind. 117-107, he trailed. going into Monday night against Stanford Those Nuts. But there you go, Sanders, as you get to see some of his beautiful runs against the Green Bay Packers. He had 35 points to lead all scorers in this matchup, 143 yards, rushing with 2 touchdowns. In addition to Sanders, Nuttstown against Stanford also got another solid night from these two. Kansas City Chiefs, you know them. I don't even have to say the names. The tight end and quarterback, Mahomes, Kelsey, couldn't help myself, combined for 39. Nuttstown also with a great effort from the defensive player, right? As I always say, you can never overlook the defensive guy. And for Nuttstown, his defender primarily throughout the year has been Foye Oluokun. Originally, Foye, interestingly enough, you see some pictures up there, I'm going to tell you about it, was a 6th-round draft pick for the Atlanta Falcons, became a Jacksonville Jaguar, led the league in tackles last year, played at Yale, and he had a great day for me last week. Let's look at the box. One off. 13 points, 18 tackles, 13 solo. Pretty impressive, right? He was with me all of October, picked him back off the waiver wire. And anytime you can get a kid like this who's just doing everything on the field, helping Nuttstown to victories, hopefully Nuttstown will take care of business in week number 13. Look for his 10th in a row against Smash. We'll talk more about that later. But I wanted to go back to the picture here and show you. There you go. There's Foye with Zeke. How about that? Oluokun and Elliott. They were teammates at Burroughs High School in the St. Louis area in Missouri. And Gus Frerotte, there you have it. Gus Frerotte, and famous for that head-butting incident. 1997 against the New York Giants, had a 1-yard touchdown run, head-butted the wall, did some damage to his neck, went on the injured reserve, and they really, it's been said he was never the same quarterback since after that injury in his career. He was a pretty good quarterback, played for who? The Vikes, of course, the Redskins, a couple other squads down the road, I think, in his career. But he was their head coach in high school, and there you go. 2 high school buddies, and Foye and Zeke, playing for Burroughs High School, getting it done, it looks like, on the basketball court and, of course, on the gridiron. So there's a little fast fact for you as we go back to that box. And you take a look. Stanford is now 4-8. Well, they've lost 3 straight. Stanford's trying to make way without their top overall draft pick and the great Cooper Kupp, who's on the injured reserve. As Stanford got a lift from Connor, their only player, to really get anything shaken. The only guy over 20 points in the loss. He's a great football player. I don't know why the Steelers let him go. But look at his performance in Week 12 against the Chargers. I'll always say the San Diego Chargers. I see the LAC, and I still have to think to myself, who's LAC? And then, right, I'm used to seeing STC. But he had a great win. Not good enough, though, for Stanford. And we'll see what Stanford can do. And week number 13, the rookie squad will take on the other rookie squad, one of the other rookie squads in Dak's picks. 3 rookie squads this year in League De Nutz. Pretty crazy stuff, right? Anyway, let's move on and let's tell you about the second hottest team in League De Nutz. Who is it? These guys right here. AB's painted helmet almost hit the double century as they were able to get the victory stomping Homer Simpson style. Fantastic Fox, 194, 135. Again, chalk up the 4th straight. AB's now first place in the Furley Roper. There's the box score. I'll talk more about that. 7-5, led by their quartet of receivers who are surrounding the lone superstar for Fantastic Fox. See him from around the horn, from left to right. Right, Diggs, Thielen, St. Brown, Zay Jones. Zay Jones is one of those guys. You pick him off the waiver wire. He floats around from this team to that team. And the guy who gets lucky with him, once in a while you'll get a home run, and that was the case for ABs. He's having a great year. Zay Jones, 39 points. Great day for him. 11 receptions. Gets the job done along with St. Brown, who had 39 points. 120 points for that quartet combined. 37 receptions on their Sunday between all of them. 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. And you see doing a hop, skip, and a little cowboy dance there. Was, again, the lone stud for Fantastic Fox, who won a League De Nutz championship as a rookie in 2018. It was a rookie bowl that year. As Lamb had 30 for Dallas in the win against the New York Giants. ABs will look to make it 5 in a row. Enough of the dancing cowboy. In Week 13 against Dingstown, Fox faces Dak's pick 6. Finally, we're going to tell you about another team with a win streak. 3 straight wins for our fine-feathered alien friend, as it was Keldar taking on Loopies, and they would win their 3rd straight, orbiting past Loopies big time, 180 to 110. Keldar, bottom left corner. That's when he was a single guy, just pondering existence in League De Nutz. The more he won, the more the chicks, the trophies came his way, as you see in the other corner pockets. There's one of Keldar's 2 Nuts Cups. We'll talk about his historical significance in League De Nutz in just a moment. But let's talk about the win. For Keldy, lots of guys contributing. 6 players in double digits. One of them was over 40.
There it
one
is,
was
Godwin,
over
but
30.
not nearly enough. Thomas Graham, 10 of the previous 14.
Off.
Buck start from the 25, pass complete to Godwin.
Cleveland, 41 points.
There's Chris Godwin. He loves going to him on these downs. You got to have it 3rd down in the slot.
T. Higgins, I'm a big
Brady
fan
on
of his.
3rd
He
down,
had 7
and there it
receptions.
is.
I should say Godwin had 12
As
catches.
you called, it's Godwin.
And the yardage, 1
Picks up a
touchdown.
1st down.
Higgins
How he
won with the
divides
7
up the yards
grabs.
with the running backs and the
114 on
tight
the
ends.
yards. A touchdown against Tennessee.
2nd down and 5. Play
Meanwhile,
action. And the
outside
pass
of
is caught
Kyler
by
Murray,
Godwin.
well,
And then they
really
really have
nobody
good hips.
erupted
That's
for
what makes them
Loopies,
so
and that was
special.
the problem.
2nd down
Murray's
and 3.
28
Brady
points.
complete. Chris Godwin.
Right, 3 total touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, big fumble for him.
Brady looking. Pulls
Conservative
it
18
in.
points.
Now
You expect from
throws.
top draft
Godwin.
pick in League De Nutz
1st
to
down.
Score
Touchdown.
at least 30 a game.
1st down and
Loopies
20.
will play Yonkers
This is Godwin.
in Week 13.
Bucks must get to the 39-yard
Keldar
line.
will look
Pass
for
caught by
his
Godwin.
4th
Turns
straight in
upfield.
week number 13.
Can't figure out why the
What
Browns
I'm
wouldn't cover
deeming
that, but
the Boyle
regardless, they get the 1st
Stadium.
down.
And now the pass caught by
For you non-Stanfordites, that is Boyle Stadium on the campus of Stanford High School in Connecticut, Stamford, Connecticut. It is a Depression-era built stadium. It is one of the great stadiums in high school sports. Really is. And I've broadcasted when I was doing play-by-play and whatnot. Of course, I went there as a student. The field is as cool as any field I've seen in different pockets of the country. I've been fortunate enough to do games in. It's just very unique. And there's Boyle Stadium. So the Boyle Stadium Bowl. Meanwhile, let's go back to Keldy. Talk about his historical significance in League De Nutz. One of the GOATs. Bah. I don't know if an alien can bah like a goat, but I don't know. That's for Keldar to explain maybe one day to us. But anyway, Keldar has had a great run in League De Nutz. All time, there you see it. The stats tell the story, right? Record 3 wins over 500, 72-69, one tie. I saw that, and I was thinking, I didn't even know there was a tie in League De Nutz. 5 top 3 finishes, 6 playoff appearances, 2 championships. There are the 2 Nuts Cups. And he's had consistency. Average finishing position is 5th. So that means to me, he's in the playoffs every year, per average. So Keldar, we'll see if he's got a run in him as we hit the home stretch. He's done it, been there, done it before twice. So who's to say the third time isn't a charm, or the hat trick doesn't await our alien friend. Let's move on, shall we? Yep. What the hell else am I going to do? Let's talk about Dinkstown. They scored a win. No Wall Bundy for you, Polk. Get back in the winner's circle. Maybe a low Bundy. Maybe lower Unkton, not upper Unkton this offseason if you don't make the playoffs. Not a good day for Polk. Actually a decent day, just not enough points. It's a lot of points, 141. Enough to get most teams a victory most seasons, right? I mean, look at the scoreboard here. Week 13 scoreboard, right? Whoops, I'm sorry. That's the Week 13 scoreboard. Let's take a look at Week 12. Jumped ahead. How many teams over 140? I think every one of them that was over 141, with the exception of Polk. So a little bit snake bitten, you might say, right? So I shouldn't say he didn't have a great day. He had a pretty good day. It just wasn't enough points. And my job here is to tell you all about it. So as soon as I can get back to where I left off with Polk. There we go. Let's get to the box score. As Dinkstown has scored that 19-point victory. And the difference in this one, excuse me, is right there in the middle of the box score to the right column. The lineup and battle of wide receivers goes by way of Dinkstown, Pittman, Waddle, Jefferson. I should say Pittman Jr. Pittman Sr. Those three, well, they combo for 73 points. McLaurin, Samuel, Myers combo for 24 points. You see Watson continues to be brilliant. It's interesting because that's a kid who has all the talent in the world for Green Bay, and he's yet to really find himself. I'd say he's maybe about 65% of the player he will be. One day, if he figures it out, he'll be the best receiver in football, I think. He'll be an elite receiver, put it that way. There's 38, not enough because the other guys didn't come through like Dinkstown's guys with the consistency there. So, it's interesting, right? Every year, in hindsight, you can look at your first-round draft pick, and you might do a little reflecting on it now based on the position you're in and say, hey, did I choose the right guy? Did you have buyer's remorse, or you chose the right person and I'm good to go? I mean, I chose McCaffrey, right? I had a lottery pick. I got McCaffrey. Boom. Shoe him in every week. I even got luckier that they traded him from Carolina to San Francisco, where he probably, if he had spent his career there, I know he's been injured the last few years, but he probably would have had that much more of a Hall of Fame career. But he's in the right place right now, and hopefully it's the right time for me. So I'm happy with my draft pick. For Polk High School, their first round draft pick was this gentleman right here, who's got a lot of talent, Jamar Chase. 5th overall in the 21 draft for Cincy. In fantasy football in League De Nutz, he was the first round pick at 9. And unfortunately, you see there, he hasn't played since week 7. He's been injured. He's going to come back now for Polk in week number 12. So, you look at the numbers, right? What can you say? Through 7 weeks, he was 15th in fantasy with 26 almost, 26 and a half points a game. With some great games he was building on. Week 6, 49, 47. Then the injury, week 1, 41. So In other words, if he didn't get injured, I'm sure he would have been as unstoppable, maybe more than Jefferson. He was just starting to get to becoming an elite player and worthy of his first-round draft pick status at number 9. No doubt about that. So injuries happen for all of us, but I think, needless to say, we'll see how things shape up for Polk down the stretch. He tries to carve out a little bit of a historic run. He's a 2-time champ as well, so you never know. More on the standings later, I promise. I would say he's okay with that pick, and what are you going to do? Through 7 weeks, just the pick justified. We'll see how things go down the home stretch for Chase. I root for him. Got to root for those LSU Tigers, right? Justin Jefferson, as good as you get. Every bit is advertised for dings heading into the League De Nutz draft this year and being the second player taken overall, 22nd overall in the 2020 NFL draft by those Minnesota Vikings. So there's no doubt, no question. Dings, you got what what you bought, you received. Every single ounce of talent out of that pick, you got your bang for your buck. That's what I'm trying to say. And talk about those Tigers. How cool is it that both of them were actually roommates in college and Tigers at LSU? When you say go Tigers, you spell it Geaux, right? The Cajun way. There you go. A couple LSU Tigers in the NFL. LSU has become wide receiver university, the pipeline for the NFL. Amazing. Anyway, it'll be Polk High School taking on Delray. They're 5-7. And by the way, Chase will take on the Chiefs in his comeback. Who was Jefferson playing again? Jets. Ooh. And they're at home in the cozy confines in Minnesota. I have a feeling. Well, the Jets have great defensive backs, but I just have a feeling he's going to go off again. The Chase, I'm expecting big things because against Kansas City, it should be a shootout. I believe that one's in Cincy. That should be pretty fun. Anyway, Dings is 6-6. He'll take on AB's painted helmet. AB, Antonio Brown, in the news for the wrong reasons again. I don't want to talk about him too much, but eventually I was thinking he's domestic abuse. I think take a sip of the good stuff. But I believe the police are looking for him for a domestic abuse charge or something along those lines. At some time he will be behind bars or something worse will happen. He'll be incarcerated for a long time. You can catch up to him, right? Thinks he's above the law. Only Steven Seagal was above the law. Chuck Norris, Steven Seagal. What's next? Meanwhile, the Delray Pounders, well, they will take care of some business. 181-146 victory in week number 12. Delray ends their losing streak of 3 straight. And for Delray, it's a simple remedy. Simple. Hand the ball off to this guy and call me in the morning. Josh Jacobs, game winner. 86 yards in overtime. The Las Vegas Raiders, talk about sounding inorganic. I said that about the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll always refer to them as the Oakland Raiders, even though I'm old enough to remember them as the LA Raiders, back to the Oakland Raiders. Just doesn't seem right. That run was right. Look at that kid go. Hit the hole and like a track star with a football in his hands. 58 points, 6 receptions, 74 yards. That 86-yard game winner was part of 229 yards on the ground. The average 6.9 per carry. 58 points. And you see it in the heart of that box score there for Delray. Gets the job done. Good job, Jacobs. Good job, Delray, who's now 7-5 Up top, Shoreham Drive East. Take a look at the box score overall. Dax now 5-7, fifth in the league in points, 1,719. Josh Allen, again, the stud for them, as he is just about every week. 33 points. But, you know, a formidable effort. I said it about, I was wrong, because I said that Polk was, right, the only team that lost with more than 140 points. Same thing for Dax. 140 points should get you a W every week. If you're going to say W, it's the same person that says roof, right? It's like a Wisconsin type of thing, I think. I don't, Midwest, whatever. My own accent. But that should put you over the top. Not enough, though, because the effort there certainly highlighted by the 58 points, which is pretty just incredible for Josh Jacobs. Mar Jackson, partisan 24, right? Take that. Wilson on the Jets, 31. Just good efforts all the way across the line for both teams. But again, the Raiders running back was the difference maker. And Josh Allen, talk about, you know, great draft picks, right? For a team, he certainly has paid dividends for Dak's picks. Week in and week out, this guy's just great. Look at his game log. But a partisan effort there. Last week, 21 against New England. Averaging 30 a game. And the second best fantasy football quarterback around. So, there you have it. Dax will play Fox. Del Rey will play Polk. As Del Rey right now is looking pretty good. And, you know, we'll take a look at the standings more later, but how about those Del Rey Pounders? Up top, Shoreham Drive East. I talked before about a battle that's going to ensue this weekend, right? When AB's plays Dingstown, and Dingstown, when he won the title in 2019, I gave him an extra bonus, cherry on the top, of naming the division after Shoreham Drive East. It does exist right there in Long Island, you know, but all the Long Islanders in our league, none of them speak like that. That's just me. But there it is, right there. Just in case you're ever looking to go pay a visit to the street. That's the name of a division in League De Nutz. Anyway, good win again for the Del Rey Pounders as they get the victory. Finally, to wrap it up, I'm going to talk about a Smash U victory, confetti and all. Someone's going to have to clean that up. I told you the staff is off, so it's a good thing I bought a new broom, new dustpan. I'll get all the confetti. Molly might chew on some of it, but we'll be okay. Smash, congratulations. 141-34. This one was tied at like 134 forever going into Monday night, but Smash prevails. The win for Smash makes them 9-3. The loss for Yonkers, as we get to the box, who almost got a Monday night miracle from that guy Hertz. 39 points kept him in it. Is now 4-8 on the season. Smash leads League De Nutz with 1,964 points. Hertz, by the way, the third best quarterback in fantasy football, almost 30 points a game. 2 touchdowns against Green Bay, but again, like I said, not enough. Smash was led by everyone. Look at that. 7 guys in double digits. Talk about the total team effort again, including George Pickens, the difference maker on Monday night. His 3 catches, 47 yards. Put Smash over the top. 10 points, that was enough. And if you're looking for a holiday gift, how about that, Smash? You get yourself some Pickens socks. Rock 'em is the website. They're $21.99. That coupon covers the price, but you'll get 20% off of that. Do the math, and you have solved yourself a bargain. There are other players are other players and Steelers socks out there, but there you go. Right? Still a baby in the NFL, but he has his own socks. So good deal. Good win for Smash. He continues to make his run here towards maybe his third League De Nutz championship. He is the reigning champ. He had a 2-year sabbatical in League De Nutz. And in 19, he knocked off Keldar for the title. So he finished 9-5, right? Keldar had the best record, 11-3. Polk was 8-6. So what does that mean? Not always does the team with the best record win. Got to be in it to win it. Just got to get to the dance and be one of the 6 of the 12 teams in the playoffs, and you've got yourself a chance. So Smash gets the win, and we'll see if he can keep it going. In week number 13, Smash against Polk. Yonkers will take on Dingstown. Okay. Time to celebrate another win in its own right. And that, my friends, is to celebrate the Meltzy. How about it? Smack dab right in your face. And this week, it's Loopy's Legends taking the honor. Loopy's takes their second Meltzy of the season. There you see. It's a 4-team race. You've got 4 teams with a couple Meltzys apiece. You've got 3 weeks left. Someone will take the honor with the 180-110 loss, a 70-point loss. That qualifies Loopy's as the winner this week. Loopy's, congratulations, and you deserved a good splat-a-tat-tat-tat. And you get yourself a Meltzy. Huh. And finally, a little light on the scoreboard on on Thursday night, but some scoring as we take a look at it, right? Oh, you know what? I put the week 13 scores in there without, nope, that's the wrong week. Okay, so let's get off of that. I'll just talk through it. Put the wrong week. All right, I was pitching a perfect game. You know what that is? That's a little nubber. Check swing nubber that just goes no man's land between the pitcher and third base. No one can field it. Guy gets on the base, 2 outs in the ninth, and then the starting pitcher throws 3 straight pitches for the strikeout, and that's the only hit allowed. Unless they make another mistake. Damn it. I was pitching a perfect game. Add a no-hitter. Oh, well. Anyways, as we were talking about the Meltzy, I want to tell you about Thursday night. So there are a couple teams that have some action going. AB's is one of them. They got off to a good lead. They've got 27 points. Diggs has 22. Buffalo's defense has 5. Then you got Dax Picks, 28 points. Highlighted Allen a minute ago. He has 21 of those. Otherwise, it's pretty much, even though this is an old scoreboard, right, it pretty much does the trick. I mean, it's pretty much like that. There's not much scoring. Standings, let's take a look. We go to the good new stuff, right? And you see there, we've got some teams alive with hope heading into week number 13. Some parity still brewing in that Shoreham Drive East. I talked about the geographical location and the historical roots to Shoreham Drive East entering itself into League De Nutz. And they've got 1 team with butt fumbles, a game and back of the Delray Pounders. 3 weeks left for fantastic Mr. Fox to win outright, then hope there's a scramble in the division. Maybe he gets in. Mathematically alive, Luca Brazzi, done. Froley Roper, 3 weeks left. Couple teams at 2 back at 5 and 7. So anything can happen. AB's has got to keep his A game going. Hope to not collapse. Back towards the left side of the screen, the Haganah. Simple. 3 games left, 3-game lead over Keldar. I've got a hope for going 2-3 at least, and the same for at least Keldar, right? Then I win. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, how the divisions look. If we were to start the playoffs today, this is what we would have. I'd get the top seed. Smash would get the second. ABs would get in there. There comes your mix of teams right there, right? With Del Rey at 7-5, Keldar gets in at 7-5, and then Dingstown would capture that last spot at 6-6. So in other words, what I take out of this is you have a chance if you finish right around 500. You know, a 7-8, 8-7, probably going to get you that last spot. 9-7, 9-6. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out if it actually, you know, you're looking at the standings again. Which of these teams are going to wind up here? And how true this is with 3 weeks left. And yes, football is a game of mistakes. Whoever makes the fewest mistakes wins. That is true in reality and in fantasy football. There is no doubt about that. Anyway, the byes, week 13, Arizona and Carolina. So check your lineups accordingly. And then next week, last week there were no byes. Next week you can see 5, 6 teams going by, and then the byes are done, and then it's really the home stretch, right? Well, we're in the thick of the home stretch right now. That is the playoff push, is what I'll call it. So, with that said, again, I said I wouldn't mention it. Maybe I would. Please do get the money in. I've got half of the league money in. Various ways you can get it through postal mail. I'll send another email with all the apps you can send the money to me to give to the winners. So they get their money, they get their shekels, and they get their hardware, which includes this. That is the actual Nuts Cup, right? Showed you Keldar's Nuts Cup before. Take your eyes off Keldar's, ladies. Yeah, Nuts Cup. So that's the real deal, real Magilla right there and right there. I think this was Polk's. Here's a couple of them. So, Nuts Cup comes with the money. So that's what we're going to do is pay out the winners and send them a big old trophy. That's all I've got for you. Have yourself an awesome Saturday. Set your lineups accordingly. Cross your fingers, cross your toes. Sit down, watch the football, enjoy it, and have a great Sunday afternoon. And good luck to your respective squad out there as we hit week 13. I'll catch you later on This Week in League De Nutz. I'm Matt Levine saying so long.